Unconditional Love. How did that song come about?
Oh my God, Johnny J and then him and Tupac called me, and I'm trying to think of why I did that song. I don't know. Tupac just called me and was like, "Yo, can you do this song?" Oh, that was supposed to be for Hammer too. I forgot. Yep, they were like, "We're doing the song for Hammer. Come up, do it." And then I just went up there and he was like, "Just sing, do some stuff on it." And I just went and just sang, ad lib through the whole thing, and did the chorus, "Unconditional Love," and then I just stacked that a few times and did the chorus, and that's it. Yeah, that was just a reference for Hammer. He didn't mean to use that, but they start putting stuff out when he died. I don't know.
Right. But you was also on the unreleased song that Tupac wrote for MC Hammer, Too Tight. How did that song come about?
Johnny J and Tupac would call me all the time. "Yo, Nanci, come up here. We want you to get on the song we're doing for the Hammer." And I would just go up there, and that was one of them. He was just like, just saying, Tupac was. I think Tupac. I can't remember if Tupac did a verse on that. I don't know that part. And the guy Dave Aaron, the engineer, he would know, but he passed away too. So sad. But yeah, Too Tight. I used to like the song. I was happy for Hammer to, because Tupac was really working hard on his project. He was being creative, and he had some dope songs, and he was gonna write for him too. He said he was gonna hook Hammer up too. I guess they must have had a history from Oakland. Now that I think about it, and I was like, why did he really love Hammer? So yeah, we did Too Tight, and then but we didn't finish it. We were gonna come back and do some more stuff to that song. And the same thing with like Unconditional Love and Don't Stop the Music. We really didn't finish that. And there's a couple other songs I did with him. Who Do You Believe In too? We didn't finish. Those songs were unfinished when he died. But they just start putting the stuff out.
Right. It's actually footage online of you recording Too Tight with Tupac. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yes. And the Dave Aaron, the engineer, the white guy, he's the one that posted that. Somebody filmed. I don't know who filmed it. I wish I would know because I want to see some more of that. But Dave Aaron died. I don't know where somebody else filmed that for him, and they caught that. Yeah, that was the session that day. Yeah, and we didn't finish it. We were gonna do. I know. I don't even think Hammer got to do his part because I was gonna come back and do some more stuff on it. And that's why, like you see in the studio, Tupac was the only one that would let me do stuff over. Everything I did on Doggy Style was one take. I have to tell you that. Dre was like, "Oh no, it sounds good." I'm like, "No, let me do it over." Everything I've done with him, even Keep the Heads Ringing, it was one take. Like you go in there and you do it, and they "Oh, that's dope." I'm like, "No, wait a minute, I can do it over. Let me do it better." They're like, "Nah." But Dre's like this. Dre was like, "Okay, you can do it over, but I'm gonna keep what I like." And if you don't, because sometimes the first take is the best. But Tupac was the one that would be like, "All right, Nanci, go ahead, do it over." And then he's like, "Okay, you did it good." he was really nice to me. I mean, really nice. So, yeah, Too Tight. And then I was shocked when that surfaced too. I was like, how they get that video? Because that song is really in the vaults. I don't know. I don't think they ever released that one commercially. I don't think so because that was really not finished. If Johnny J was alive, who was my homeboy, I was really close to him because once I got with Tupac, because Johnny J and Tupac were like brothers. Johnny J and his wife, Cappuccina, and Tupac were together every day, all day. I'm telling you, they were this. Tupac loved Johnny J. But if Johnny J had lived, you would hear a lot of more stuff from Tupac, better quality. And Johnny J knew what Tupac wanted, the people he would want on his stuff, So that's just a tragedy. That whole situation, it just makes me sick that all those people are dead. And some of the outlaws. But anyway.
Something else I want to ask you about that footage of you and Tupac in the studio. I remember Dad speaking on this as well in the interview. In that video, it shows Michelle A walking up to Tupac and she just started rubbing on him. Out of curiosity, was anything going on between the two?
I didn't notice that until I was like, she was. I'm like, why was she doing that? And I was like, why was she hugging? But like in the moment, I was just like, hey, Miss Fletcher. She's like, hey, because I'm cool with Miss Chalet too. Because when I first met them, Dre was with Miss Chalet, so I would be at their house all the time. They'd be playing cards with couples. I know her to be with Dre. And that lasted for a while while I was around. They didn't break up until the very end. So when I saw that, I'm like, but this was after, Dre was gone. And when they had broke up, they weren't together at the time. But still, I was like, that was really weird. But I don't know. I have no idea about that. It didn't seem like that when I was there. But Daz knows more because I'm telling you, Daz was there every day with them. He was with them. He was really in the mix. So if he feels something, I have no idea about that. And that's the only time she came. I mean, she was around, but she never came in our session like that. I don't remember. So, I gotta ask Miss Chalet about that when I see her.
Right. So I want to speak on one of my favorite all time Tupac songs. Life Goes On. That was you singing on Life Goes On?
Oh, yeah. Well, Stacy Smalley, she was a girl. She used to be the receptionist up at Can-Am. That's when we left. She was part of Suge's crew. She was a receptionist, and I don't know how she got on the song, but she did the life goes on, life goes on, and then she does a few ad-libs. But then one day Tupac called me because they was mixing that song, and he was like, "Yo, Nanci, can you come and lace the song? I want you to add some more stuff to the song." And Johnny J, he was like, "Come down." So I went down. Johnny J was there. So he was like, so I just did the ooh. I did all the oohs throughout the song, and then when she goes, "Life goes on, life," and then I go, "Life goes on," and then I just did some ad libs to the song with her, and then at the end I was like, "Oh," I did all that stuff at the end, and then that's it, and then I was supposed to do more stuff, but I was thinking, I was like, you know what, Stacey was already on there. I was like, I ain't gonna really sing, because that was really her shit, and I was like, I ain't gonna really sing all over it like that. That's why I just did it, that little stuff. But Tuco was like, no, go in, go. I was like, nah. I was like, I'll just do this few stuff, and that was enough. It turned out really cool. That was enough what I did. But I didn't get credit on that. I didn't get credit on any of the songs. And Suge was like, oh, well, because you came during the mix, we had already printed the album. But I know Joelle came in and did a song after me, and she got her credit. So, that was kind of weird. But whatever, thank God for social media. I can, kind of get it out. But, yeah, life goes on. And I was really sad, like, when I was recording that song, I was really thinking about, because he had done his part and everything. It made me sad, the stuff he was talking about during that song. I'd never forget. That song made me sad. And when he died, I was like, damn, he really did a lot of songs that, reflect. I mean, it was like he knew,
Right. You also did Holla At Me. How did that song come about?
Yeah, that was great. That was, DJ Bobcat produced that song. So Tupac called me one day. He was like, yo, go down to Can-Am Studio. My homie Bobcat is working on the song. I want you to get on it. So I went down there, and Tupac wasn't even there that day. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, no, wait a minute. Oh, yes, he was. I'm sorry. Because he's the one that came in the studio and was like, yeah, he was down there. But I think he left after my part. But yes, he was like, he was like, just saying, niggas out there jealous. He was telling me what to sing. I just went in there, niggas out there. And then he just like go off, and then he came in the booth for me. He was like, come on, Nanci, push it out. He was telling me, just sing, do your thing. He was all like a coach, and I just went in there and went off. I was just singing, you better beware where you lay. And I did all the ad-libs, and that was it. That was a hot session. It was quick. Like, we did that. I went in there, and then Bobcat did his mix and everything. Yeah, because all those songs we did, it was just the album was done. He was mixing, so we just, he was just thinking of, Tupac was just thinking of stuff for me to get on. I really appreciate that. If I had been there from the beginning of the album, I would have been on more stuff, you know. But I did 8 songs with him, so that was, I thank God got to work with him before he left, you know.
Right. Who do you believe in? How did that song come about?
Yeah, the same thing. One day Tupac was like, come down to the studio. He would just call me in the morning early, either him or Johnny J. And then that was how I would go down. I just went and I just did that. He was like, he just told me, say something like, who do you believe? Who do you believe in? I just went in there and ad-libbed the whole thing. And like I said, all that stuff was like one take. Like I would do the chorus and they would stack it and they would let the song play and I would just take it from the top and just ad-lib all the way through. And maybe do another track of ad-libs all the way through. And that was, I think that's the song where he really, because I think he left the studio and then the next morning he came in. I was working on something else he called me for. And he came and he was like, he pulled me to the side. He was like, "Yo, Nanci, come in." He was like, "I just really want to thank you for lacing my song last night." He said, "You really did so good." I was like, "Oh, thank you." He was like, "Thank you so much." He was really sweet like that. So I think that was one of the ones he really liked. Who do you believe in? Unconditional Love, too. Yeah, that's another one. Unconditional Love. He really was thanking me after I did that.
How did Dr. Dre feel about you doing all these songs with Tupac?
I don't think he cared because this was, let me see, Dre was cool with it because, Dre, because like I said, all the time I was working with Dre, I was always working with other artists. Like if he was down, I'd be going on tour with somebody, doing this and that. So, and like all of his friends would call me. Dub C, Ice Cube. I was working with everybody. He knew his brother, Warren Dre, everybody. He was like, cool. He's like, keep working, stay busy, whatever. And like I said, at that time, he was cool with Tupac. He knew I was at the studio with him because I would be working at his house or I would go down to Can-Am with, he always knew what I was doing. So he never said anything like that. Like, I'm working with Tupac. And then, like I said, we did songs together. I did Can't See Me with Tupac. We did that together, and we did the California Love remix together. Yeah, Dre was cool with me and, me working with Tupac. Like I said, Dre introduced me to Tupac. And I got to ask Dre, I don't know if Tupac asked him to introduce him to me, but, he just took time. He's like, "Yo, come in, Nanci, stop the video." So, he's the one that hooked us up. And he knew Tupac wanted to work with me, I think, I'm sure.
Right. But one more song I want to ask you about. Can't See Me. How did that song come about?
Well, like I said, we did that song for Snoop's album. That was going to be Snoop. And like I tell that story on my IG too about just meeting George Clinton because, George Clinton is their favorite. I don't know any other artist who they love more than George. Ice Cube, all of them. Because, all their songs are sampled from his songs. Mostly all their songs. So they love George Clinton. So when he came up to the studio, Dre was so happy. I was so happy because my sister and them used to love George Clinton from back in the day, and I was so happy. So we just did Can't See Me. I did the chorus, and yep, I did the chorus. You can see me. I did that, and then I just did some oohs or something throughout the song. I did some stuff, whatever. And then George Clinton did his part. But then, I don't know what happened. This was like in 93. We did that in 94, something like that. So it was never used. And then when Tupac came, like I say, Dre pulled it on out. And then I was so happy. I was like, yo, I didn't have to do anything. I don't even know when they recorded that. No, wait, I think I was there. Because I just remember Dre was so impressed with Tupac on that song. He really, Tupac killed it. It was just so natural. Because I know Dre always wanted to use that song. So when that came out, I was like, yo, I didn't even know they were going to do that on the album. So that's how that went.